Hello there, everybody. Welcome. My name is Rose, and in this video, I would like to give you an introduction to and also a sort of sample of our new upcoming program about dealing with challenging emotions. Now, many of you might know me as a yoga teacher on the platform EkhartYoga or here on YouTube, but I'm also a psychologist, and a big part of my work involves dealing with exactly this, helping people deal with emotions. And I think that they're incredibly important because, as a simple result of being human and living a life on this planet, all of us are going to experience challenging emotions at times, guaranteed. And how we choose to deal with them, whether we deal with them in healthy, constructive ways, or whether we feel quite challenged around them and end up suppressing or repressing our emotions, is going to have a huge influence on our mental, physical, and emotional health. So in this program on the platform, I'm going to be doing a series of videos, each one dedicated to a specific emotion like anger, sadness, fear, frustration, things like that, and more. And for each of them, we're going to be doing practices, tools, exercises, and meditation to help you balance out that emotion, to go through it, to sit with it, and also to perhaps gain any insights or messages that you need to get from that specific emotion. In this video, we're going to have a little bit more of a general overview of a meditation that you can do when you're dealing with a challenging emotional state, as well as a small overview about our current societal atmosphere around emotions and why it's important to deal with them in a healthy way. So in our society, as of right now, we still have in many cultures a little bit of a taboo around emotions, at least around negative emotions. Often we feel uncomfortable when we or someone we know or love is going through something difficult. And so a lot of the common advice that's given is things like chin up, stay strong, it will pass, the kind of things that, tend to try to move that emotion away as quickly as possible without always truly feeling it and experiencing it. And the thing about emotions is that often, especially with ones that are a little bit more surface level, once we give our full attention to that feeling, it actually passes through us relatively quickly. And now, I'm not talking about really, really deep trauma or very, very intense grief. That goes beyond the scope of this video and this program, although the exercises might help soothe you if you're going through something very, very challenging. I would highly suggest finding help in any way that you can, professional or otherwise. But in general, when emotions are a little bit lighter than that and we stay with them, they pass quickly. They also often contain valuable messages for us. So that's why it's important and valuable to actually hear what our emotion has to tell us. For example, anger often shows us something about where our boundaries lie. Emotion like jealousy often shows us something that we would actually like to have for ourselves, but perhaps we feel powerless to achieve or to receive. On the other hand, when we really repress our emotion, it can lead to a whole host of negative outcomes. It can lead to destructive coping mechanisms, such as numbing ourselves through constant watching TV or social media scrolling. It can lead to a lot of overeating as a way of emotional eating. It can lead to drinking or any kind of addiction that helps to sort of take the edge off. So, for now, what we want to actually do is create a safe, compassionate, judgment-free zone where you can go through whatever it is that you're going through and look at yourself with some kindness, because the main message that I would like to portray here is that however you're feeling, it's okay. It's human. We all go through the whole range of emotions that's normal and healthy, and if you add onto your emotion the fact that you shouldn't be feeling that way, that we're creating this resistance, it only adds insult to injury, right? And we often have a little bit of that internalized, depending on what your environment was like and what the culture was like. You might have heard a lot, big girls don't cry, big boys don't cry, or you might have, disallowed certain emotions, often anger is more discouraged in women, whereas crying and sadness is more discouraged in men. So we already have enough resistance going on internally a lot of the time. Here in this space, we're going to release some of that. We're going to be with whatever it is that we feel and allow it to tell us what it has to say. So let's get ready for a short meditation to do just that. You want to find yourself in a comfortable seated position. You can be cross-legged like I am. You can lie down if you want to. You can sit up on a block or on a pillow, make yourself comfortable. It can be nice as well to surround yourself or cover yourself with a blanket and really just make sure that you're very at ease. Take a moment, especially if this is your first time today, checking in to just perhaps wiggle your body, move your head a little from side to side, roll your shoulders. Anything you need to do to eventually land in a comfortable position. Feel your sitting bones drop into the floor and feel the crown of your head lifting. Relax your shoulders down and back. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And as you start to become a little bit calmer here, a little more grounded, first just notice where you are. Maybe feel the floor or the chair or pillow underneath you. Notice any sensations on your skin, maybe of your clothes or the temperature of the air. Just to ground in the senses, to get out of a potential state of fight or flight if you're going through an emotion right now. Good. Take another deep breath all the way in. And this time as you exhale, allow your eyes to close. If you feel uncomfortable closing your eyes, then keep a soft gaze somewhere, perhaps on the floor, but soft eyes. And then just imagine, almost as if you were softening any harsh edges in and around your body. So again, relax those shoulders and relax your jaw. Feel yourself grounded and heavy into the floor. And as you scan your body, relaxing any little bits of physical tension that you can along the way, dropping heavier and heavier downward. And can you, by doing that, truly fully inhabit your body and inhabit the present moment? So one thing that often tends to happen when we're dealing with something difficult is that our focus and our energy becomes very mental. It's kind of high up in our head, and we're not really in our bodies anymore. But that energy, that very mental high up energy, is kind of a restless fight or flight type state. We want to drop into the here and now, into the body, knowing that that's a safe place to be. Start to notice your breath. Begin to drop your breath down to the belly so the breath becomes a little bit deeper, and allow it to almost relax. So let your breath become slower. Fully into the belly and fully out, perhaps even making your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales, again for that calming effect on your nervous system. Good. As you continue with your gentle, deep breathing, invite yourself to release any resistance towards whatever feeling you're going through, whatever it is that you're feeling for these next few minutes. And then without resistance and without mental analyzing, what does your emotion actually feel like physically in your body? Where in your body do you feel your emotion? Maybe you feel a little knot in your stomach, or a tightness in the chest, or something in the throat, a lump in the throat. Maybe you feel it in your head somewhere, or a tension in the jaw. And again, without mentally analyzing, stay with the feeling. Does your feeling have a texture, a color, some sort of sentience to it? And does the feeling change at all when you rest your attention there? Beautiful. Now, keeping your focus on that feeling, just the physical feeling, imagine that you could almost create a sense of expansion and space around the feeling. So, if perhaps before it felt a little tight, a little closed in around the emotion, can you imagine almost loosening that grip and allowing for more space to be there? It's like you're creating this bubble of space, of safe space around you for the feeling to exist in, a little bit like you were giving it some breathing room. So releasing the tight grip, expanding in space. Giving it the chance to move, to change, to flow. Good, and then with this expanded awareness, ask this feeling, this emotion, whether it has anything to tell you. Is there any message that it has for you? And in terms of messages, you could consider things like, is there a need that you have, that you need to have met, perhaps by another person or by some service or thing that you can act on or ask for? Is there a boundary that you need to set towards another person or towards yourself even? Is there a change that you need to make in any area of your life that maybe you've been resisting, but that your emotion is showing you is important? And then based on what's coming up for you, what practical thing can you actually do today or soon to meet the need or to set the boundary or communicate as is necessary? And can you commit to actually doing that so that it's almost like you're soothing your emotion by acting on it in a constructive, healthy way? That could even mean that you need some more rest today, that you need to take a walk in nature, that you need to take a bath. Or maybe it means that you need to give yourself time to scream into a pillow and take a boxing class because you're starting to feel frustrated. Whatever it is that you need, commit to taking action upon that as soon as you can. And then come back to that feeling of spaciousness around the emotion. And in that spaciousness, just know that it's completely okay to be how and as you are right now. And it's okay to feel how you're feeling. Know that you are worthy and lovable exactly as you are right now. Nothing needs to change. And can you hold yourself in that compassion and in that non-resistance toward your emotion? Feel the lightness that comes with that. And gently bring your hands to your heart, either in prayer or one on top of the other. Acknowledge how brave you are for taking the time to actively be with and look at your emotions. That is something that many of us would often prefer not to do, but here you are. You might even want to give yourself a little hug, either physically or energetically. Having committed to your action of the day, reiterating to yourself, worthy regardless of how you feel. Space around your emotion in a self-compassionate and non-judgmental way. Take a deep breath into your heart. And as you exhale, bow your head to your heart, thanking yourself and thanking your emotion for the message it had for you. When you're ready, you can either stay here a little longer or you can gently blink open your eyes, make any little movements that you might want to make. Thank you so much for joining me in this short meditation. If you would like more of this and more in-depth and specific per emotion, then I would love to see you over on the program at EkhartYoga. Thank you.